Well, hello there, Pastor Ray Barnett here, and I'd like to wish you a good morning, a good evening, or a good afternoon, depending on what time you're watching this broadcast. Hey, it's been a long time since I've made a video for you, and one of the reasons that I haven't done it in a while, well, it's just my life is very busy. My wife and I, our lives are very busy. I don't know if I've mentioned to you, I think that I have, but we have 5 children, and now we have 12 grandchildren. Everybody lives in the area, so there's always family and family functions and all that goes with that. Then, of course, the church, the Time for Truth Ministries, my past, the church that I founded, is doing very well. So that's been growing too. So between life at home and then the ministry, there's just a lot of things to do. Concerning my age, a whole lot closer to 70 than I am to 60. So there's that to consider as well. It's like a battery. Doesn't have as much of a charge as it used to. I often say that to people, this just isn't the body that I grew up in. I don't know what happened, but so there's all that. So I introduce you to a little bit of my life, to actually solicit you to see how many of you are interested in me doing these videos every day on a daily basis, as I had been all through last year, right up until I think November, December may have been the last time. So it's about 6 months before I've done, or since I've done a video for you, and I would like to do them. Partly, I would like to know how many of you are still interested. I still am being contacted by some of you that we got together through this broadcast last year, and you're still sending me your prayer requests and so on. So that's part of it. I know that there is interest in my teachings. Then the other part is, as I keep reading statistics on, well, just this, for instance, just a little while ago, I was reading a statistic on the amount of drug overdoses. It was 93,000, which I think is national, that they relate due to the COVID crisis, meaning the people that are isolated. And I'm running into people who I know, and I see a difference in them, aside from some of the obvious things. Some people gained weight. Not too many people lost weight. Some people gained weight. And I'm watching people, and I observe people, and you can see the stress that they're under. And honestly, and these are some things that I could share with you in further broadcasts as well. There's some of the stresses that I'm under. And, when you get to this stage of life, this season of life, one of the last things you're looking for is more work. I just told you my life and my wife's life is exceptionally busy. Always has been. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't know what it's like to live a so-called normal life. It's constant activity and constant, well, I don't want to say busyness, because it's really very productive. It's been a very productive life. I'm happy for that. But it is busy. Okay. So anyway, I would like to ask you to, give me a thumbs up. If that's all that you do, give me a thumbs up on this particular video. For those of you who still have your notifications on from 6 months ago, you'll be notified today that this video was posted. And I would like for you to give me a thumbs up as an indication that you're interested in these teachings that I did last year and I would like to do again. I have a lot of good ideas since last year that I can do both for you and with you. So let me say it this way, I'm interested in doing them for you. But if you give me a thumbs up, what I'd appreciate just as much is not only a thumbs up, but just a short comment on what I'm asking you to do here. We are living in unprecedented times when it comes to, well, a lot of things really. Technology. From my point of view as a preacher, there has never been a time when we are able, I'm talking about preachers, we are able to reach so many people with our phone. You know, this is this phone that I'm recording on is a computer, and you hold it in your pocket. And this fits very well into the scheme of Bible prophecy. So, I mean, towards about the end times, we are able to reach many people. On my Facebook account alone, I have more than doubled the amount of friends, so-called friends, that I have. I don't know what I had initially. Let's say it was around 1,000 people, and most of them are people I actually know. And now it's just about 4,000, and I still have about 900 requests. Most of them, I know some of you are thinking, well, you know, a lot of that's not just legit, and there are some that are not, but they're pretty easy to detect. Most of them, the great majority, well over 90% of them, are legitimate requests from people all over the world. Absolutely all over the world. For example, if you watch the Time for Truth broadcast on this YouTube, it's a different channel, Time for Truth Ministries, where I preach. We are now broadcasting to several, I mean a good majority of the continent of Africa, as well as India and the Punjab, Pakistan, picking up friends, I'll call them friends on Facebook, from all over the world. So it's a unique time in history, and with that comes this other area, this other subject that I've spoken to you about, or I speak to you about here on this channel, of anxiety and depression. And so what I would like to do is continue these broadcasts, and you can help me by, again, give me a thumbs up. You know what? If you're like, you could even give me a thumbs down. From what I understand of how YouTube actually works, both of them put you on the radar. So, and by the way, I frequently watch YouTube videos on something I'm interested in. Could be almost anything, and I always feel as a courtesy that I'll give somebody a thumbs up. I just like to do that. I don't know the people. I'm not looking for anything from them. There's no way I'm connected to them. I just like to just give them a courtesy when they do a good job. And on many of the channels that I've watched, it could be anything from classical music, classical guitar. There's a lot of things I'm interested in. You know, you want to, something is broke, you want to fix it, you can watch that. And I not only give them a thumbs up, but I also leave a comment like, hey, nice job, did a great job. I mean, you know, that's just, to me, just something good to do. Again, I get nothing out of it, and I have no vested interest in what they're doing, but I think it's just a common courtesy for me. All right, for you it could be different, that's fine. I just like to do that for people. They take a time to show you how to fix a washing machine, or how to fix I guess anything. And then I just give them a thumbs up. So I'm asking you to do the same if you wouldn't mind. And like I said, if you want to give a thumbs down, it's all the same to me. You may have a hard time believing that, but listen, 44 years I've been in ministry. I've tackled every conceivable problem that deals with human nature that you could imagine. I mean, if you can imagine anything that people go through, people do, whatever, I've had it at least once in the course of 44 years. In any case, you kind of grow thick skin. Now, I'm used to being well liked. I'm used to being intensely disliked. Couldn't honestly say that it doesn't make a difference to me either one. Obviously, I like to be intensely liked more than I do intensely disliked. But you just learn to kind of keep moving on, you know. Okay, so if you're interested in these broadcasts, we began them a little over a year ago. Now give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment, and then from there we can move forward. By the way, for those of you who do contact me, the email address, you can use the website Time for Truth Ministries, which is TFT at time for, which is FOR, truth.com. TFT at timefortruth.com. And you can reach me through the website with that email address for prayer requests or whatever. I'd also like to solicit you for ideas of topics you'd like to hear me cover. My expertise is Bible, the Bible. 44 years in ministry, I have a lot of expertise with people. And if there's something particular about the subject of anxiety or depression, or for that matter, it could be a lot of things. I am a musician, drummer. I sing, I play guitar, and I was born with perfect pitch. Perfect pitch means I could hear tones in my brain without having to hear them on an instrument or anything like that. My point is this: I have several gifts and talents that can benefit you, which includes, by the way, I'll just use the term working out. I'd like to also cover some things on the principles of strength training. Over the last 20 years, I've hit the 99.9 percentile, and in some cases just pure 100% strength, 100% strength for my age and for my weight. So I know a lot about that as well, and I can connect all these things: music, strength training, aerobics, obviously the Bible, to the issue of panic attacks, anxiety attacks, fear, and so forth. All right? So, give me a thumbs up. Give me a break. Give me some encouragement. Give me a thumbs up. And leave me a comment. It could be just whatever you want to put down there. And especially I'm looking for suggestions of topics that you would like me to cover, because that'll make it easier for me to pick something. Because there's just a lot that I can talk about, and I would feel better about zeroing in on something for those of you who have a need and you have an interest in it. All right? Okay, so good to see you again, in one manner of speaking. And I do hope that we can spend time together again, starting today. All right, so I will see you very soon, perhaps as soon as tomorrow. And again, thumbs up, some comments would help. And especially when it comes to subjects you'd like to hear me cover, I'd be glad to do that for you. All right, and don't forget the other channel, Time for Truth Ministries, which is me preaching. It's the sermons. They have a lot of content, and I think in the time in which we live right now, I am a biblicist. I don't stray very far from the Bible at all. I let it say what it says. Always making the comment based on the observation. I didn't write the Bible. God did. Okay, so hopefully I'll see you soon, okay? And we'll get back to business here, and let's work together on going forward in the days in which we live. God bless. See you tomorrow.